Greetings, programs. Welcome back to ArcNeo Reviews, where today we're going to look at another really cool figure from Titan's Return. That is Deluxe Class Highbrow with his Titan Master Zort. I don't know where they got these Titan Master names, but yeah, as you can see, he turns into a one of these, and it's very weird, but it's pretty cool. Propellers do spin, very well. Obviously, they run into each other fairly easily. They also don't like to stay straight, which is a little annoying, but not much you can really do about it. His guns do peg on underneath his wings here in a little bit of a weird way, where it's actually a hexagonal peg hexagonal hole, and then a kind of rectangular peg, but they do lock in very well. And then they actually provide the landing gear, as well as the little front one out here that folds out. So he can actually, he can land properly, something that the last Titan's Return Deluxe flying machine we looked at could not do. Really nice detail here on the rear propeller. It's even an asymmetric mold. So this side is the support, while the actual blade is on this side. Doesn't move or anything, but it is cool they took the attention to detail to make it do that. Nice clear red cockpit. Little gun coming out of the front, just on the one side. Go ahead and pop out Zort here. Zort is exactly like every other Titan Master in the line. Incredibly floppy on mine. Not much I can do about it unless I find a way to take out that pin to put something down in between there, unfortunately. But he does what he needs to. He's kind of cool. He's got a little tiny head where they painted a visor silver and nothing else. And then he's got a big robot head on his back. So, I'm going to go ahead and just fold him into his head mode right now. And we'll go ahead and get this into robot mode. Obviously, go ahead, start, take off the guns. And like with, any Titan's Return figure, you can go ahead, you can peg these guns together into one. Do whatever you want with them. Just for simplicity, I'm going to leave them pegged together for the rest of the review. Little pegs in there so you can actually stand a figure in this one, or have them sit on the back like that. He won't stand because, again, mine's really loose, but there's that. I want to make sure I don't forget that like I usually would. So, actually transforming the weird vehicle. Flip up the landing gear. Come back here and unpeg the arms. They're tabbed in right here. And then while it's not a real tab, this little piece does sit in right there. It doesn't really hold anything, but it keeps things straight. So just undo those. Then come down here, and you're going to have the strangest and greatest leg transformation I have seen. So, do your best to finally get these things to unpeg from each other. Then you're going to shift the legs all the way down, rotate them forward, fold out the heels, same thing on this side, and there are little tabs here that are going in right there. So that is what you're having to work free if you feel resistance while you're messing with that. But go ahead, fold them all out like that, and then slide all this up right there. Come back here, get clearance, just fold the cockpit down along his back, as that's all that Transformers ever seem to do, is fold the cockpit down along the back on a double hinge, make sure it goes as flush as it does. Then just come up here and fold out the hands. And then there is also this little spot on his chest you can pop out. I know this is something to do with the G1 version of this character, but I couldn't tell you what. You have to remember, again, I have barely any G1 experience, unfortunately. Oh, and go ahead and shift up his shoulders. I forgot to do that. Just keeps them from pegging themselves back in. So, then you go ahead, pop in Zort. Actually click down his hips so they don't fall back out. And there you have Highbrow in robot mode. And, yes, mine has an incredibly loose head. That does seem to be more of the clip that holds the head than the Titan Master himself, because his neck joint isn't too bad. It's like the only part of him that is stiff. But he's got headbanging action. So, my copy of Highbrow listens to metal, and he headbangs. That's my story, and I'm sticking with it. So, posability for this guy, obviously, usual Titan Master, ball joint stuff going on. He does have a full rotation at the arms, which are on a ball joint. So you also get outward from the ball joint, as well as the hinge right there. So you can also shift the arms up and down. Rotation at just above the elbow. 90 degrees at the elbow. And then you can actually move his hands like out as well as in, which is strange, but it's there. I'm not wrong this time. He truly does not have a waist swivel. But his legs do kick forward that far, back that far, out, full splits, swivel right underneath the thigh, over 90 degrees at the knee, and you can adjust the heel. So, while he's not quite as posable as Aimless was, something about these two together I really like. I couldn't tell you if it's an actual thing from, the real stories or something. But in my head, these guys are rivals, and they're always, blasting it out with each other. They go really well together, actually. And both of these figures are really cool. They have, fairly unique and different transformations. And aside from, my wibbly head here, they work really well. So, overall, yep. I recommended I recommended Misfire last time. Today, I'm recommending Highbrow. So, while my brain continues to absolutely poop itself out, I will end this video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.